that knowledge is the critical thing to have. And I would say that's anytime you're trying to penetrate in a business-to-business setting. Hi, I'm Marc Randolph, co-founder of Netflix and 6 other companies. Over the years, I've heard that will never work thousands of times, but I've learned there are things we all can do to increase the chances that they will. So join me for That Will Never Work.
So today, what I'd love to get your thoughts on is we've been doing a lot of B2B sales, as you can imagine. Our entire organization exists to partner with colleges, and then they would offer these programs through their continuing ed departments or workforce departments. And then we are enrolling the students and teaching the courses, et cetera. But we built out a really great sales organization, but what we haven't done is build out a really good brand. We haven't built out a lot of marketing around our brand. We haven't built out really any PR. In fact, this is probably the first, high profile conversation that I've ever had regarding my company. And we're starting to make a name for ourselves in the industry. So as you can imagine, I just don't know if it's even worth it right now. Like, where do I put my focus? We are in B2B, in a B2B business to business, you're primarily maturing relationships and nurturing those relationships through sales. And you're not focusing heavily on the brand, but I feel like there's an opportunity for us to really make a dent in this space and become a leader just through some of the work that we're already doing and getting our marketing tight. So essentially, I just want to know, should we even be focusing on our PR? Should we be focusing on our brand? Should we be focusing on our marketing? And if so, how do we do that?
So, but the quick answer for you is, I know you said it's kind of exciting, actually, that you chose to talk about it here on the That Will Never Work podcast, but it's a waste of time. Because although I do have a vibrant and fascinating, highly educated, charming audience, I'm not sure how many of them are college educators. And more importantly, there is probably a very specific person at a university who makes the decision of who do I partner with. So now putting on my marketing hat, there's a couple of quick things. Which is, number one is you probably already know, but I would expect you to know, who are the decision makers? How is this decision made? Where does it start? Where does it stop? Who blocks it? And that knowledge is the critical thing to have. And I would say that's anytime you're trying to penetrate in a business-to-business setting. But education is an especially different beast in terms of where the budget comes from. Who's the person whose pain point you are solving most? But that person may not be the person who has any budget, or may that be the person who, I really need this, but I'm afraid curriculum decisions have to go through this committee or this board, or that's the dean, or and you have to go, all right, this is sophisticated and I know it. I know that in the community colleges, it's usually here, here, and here. State schools is here, here, and here. Private schools, here, here, and here. But I know who these people are. And then you've got to be speaking about your business in places where they are listening. And I apologize to the few educators who are in fact listening today. This is a great program. You should do it. But it's probably not the place. And again, I'm not of that world, but I'm going to put on my magic hat here. And I go, I can see it. I can see a conference. I can see a conference about new trends in education. I can see a place where the community colleges all gather to talk about latest trends. And your job is to be a speaker there. Mm. And you should be speaking at that conference. You should be talking about all the things you've learned about this. You should be positioning yourself as a thought leader in all the things that you started off by telling me about these trends and how, lo and behold, there is this new thing happening, which you may have heard about, but let me explain to you how it really works. Here's some of the traps you don't want to fall into. Here's how to run this kind of program. And you're not going up and tooting your own horn. Well, you are, but you're doing the humble brag way to do it, which is positioning yourself as, I'm the person who really understands the space. And by extension, they're going to say, wow, well, if we think this could be an interesting one, this guy sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And his company probably is the place to do it. Mm. I'm also going to put my hat back on and go, I imagine there's a few publications that cover the higher education, continuing education market, probably called the Journal of Continuing. There's probably even a journal of continuing education programs that take tons and tons of hours and are designed to help people get more money and a better job because they're so specialized. And you should be published in those publications. In other words, two simple things. So number one is really know who the decision makers are that you have to influence. And number two, how do those people get their information? And put yourself right there. It is not easy, but I just having been speaking to you, you're informed, you're articulate, you clearly understand the challenges of adding this new feature to them. And that's your job now, is to educate the educators. Thanks for watching. And if you liked what you saw, I'd love you to subscribe. And if you want to be notified of my future releases, well, you know the drill. Just hit the bell.